Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night. It's November 2nd. Um, it looks like I hit 500 subscribers today, so that's a big milestone for me. So thank you so much to everybody who's been watching and following along. In celebration, I'm going to do a little giveaway tomorrow, so make sure to tune into tomorrow's video if you're interested. I just picked up these cardboard shaping tools, which I seems like they would be good for resellers. So it's a knife that seems to be designed specifically for cutting cardboard. I haven't really tested it. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to do. It's just like a little saw blade. And then this is the tool that will actually come in handy for most of us. It's a little perforating tool to make fold lines. If you're doing box resizes, this can come in handy. You can run it right along a ruler and create a perforation, and then the box will fold perfectly on that line. So here, let's do a quick demo. Let me get this camera set up. I don't have a ruler here. I would do this with a ruler. If I was in the kitchen, I would, but I don't have one here, so I'm just going to do this real quickly. Try to keep this straight. So there we go, about as straight as I can get, and then that box folds like unfailingly on that straight line. So it's a good tool to have. I have a different one in there that's not quite as I mean, this one feels a little more stable. Like the other one has fallen apart a couple times. I keep having to put it back together, but I think this one is going to be a nice one. So I have two sets of these. They're brand new in the box. This is from a company called Zlemma, Zlemma. I picked these up at the Goodwill a couple of days ago, and I'll figure out some way to give these two away in tomorrow's video. I'll probably put out a call for comments, and then a couple of days after that, I'll pick two comments at random to send those to. So at that same trip where I got those, I got a few other items. You may have seen, I think I published a video yesterday, maybe the day before. It's my first time strapping a camera onto my chest and going out into the world and showing my shopping trip. And it's a little bit wonky. If I do it again, and I probably will, even though it is a little bit out of my comfort zone, I'll try to do a little bit better next time. But if you have seen that video, these are the items that I picked up at the Goodwill on that shopping trip. So I'm going to show you those items right now. It's just three things, a couple of pretty good ones and one maybe really good one. And then after we see that, we'll go into the kitchen and pack up today's orders. I think it's 4 orders tonight, and it's been a strong sales day for me. So even though it's only 4 orders, pretty good values. So we'll do pretty good on profits today, and hopefully this trend will continue for the rest of the month. But for now, let's turn the camera around, see these things, and then get that other work done. Okay, here's a Goodwill receipt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 items on here, and I only have these 3. Oh yeah, and then there were 3 of these, so that's 6 items. This will go in my drawer here. I keep all my receipts in this drawer, and then at the end of the year, I just bundle them up into a Ziploc bag and never think about them again. I don't anticipate ever getting audited or anything. Maybe it could happen, but hopefully it won't. Okay, so first thing I found while I was at the Goodwill was this set. It's a 4-pack set of these tile find your stuff things. You hook this to your keychain, and then I don't know how it works. It has an app. Maybe it makes a little beeping noise. I really don't know. I've never had one of these. I've never tried one. I only paid $2 for these, $1.99, and I thought they were going to be like 40 or 50 bucks. But looking at sales history, there's 4 that have sold. There's currently 1 listed, and it's like $54. The 4 that sold are around $20 to $24. So I'm going to go ahead and try 24. And since there's only 1 listed and it's like, I think, what did I say? It's 45 or 55. Then maybe this one will look more appealing to a buyer because it's half the price of the other one. So I'll get that up today. I'll get that listed tonight. I'm going to take these pictures as soon as I'm done with this filming. I've really been on a roll with listing this weekend. Yesterday, what did I say? I got 26 listings done, I think. And then today, because of the change in the time, the daylight savings time, I gained an extra hour this morning. So I had to go to work this afternoon but I thought I was only going to have about an hour to work this morning, but I had 2 hours. So I got maybe 15 more listings done today. So pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my my work ethic this last weekend. All right, I got this there at the Goodwill too. It's just a mailbox, a general, plain, standard green mailbox. I thought it was brand new, but then I can see that this has definitely been opened and taped. So I'm gonna have to untape this, just check to see if there's any kind of damage on the mailbox, and then if not, I will list it as new, and or maybe I'll list it as open box or something. If there is some kind of damage, then I won't be able to get too much for it. I think it was $4.99 or $3. Well, here's the sticker right here. $4.99. I'm taking that off right now. Wasn't even paying attention. This was $4.99, so $5. 10% sales tax approximately around here, so I'll put a $5.50 cost of goods on this, and I think it will sell for about $50. I thought it might get a little bit more than that, but 45 or 50 seems to be about the right price. And then the last thing I have here, I have often looked at curling irons and stuff. I actually have a whole bag full of curling irons right over there. The whole bag is listed. It's got like 16 curling irons in it, and I'm trying to get $16 and nobody will pay me for it. But this one, for whatever reason, is special apparently. Some of these, it's called a Windermere Skinny Mini, and they come in different boxes depending on how the era that they were produced. This looks like, this could be early 80s. I'm not sure. I usually think what you think of as the 80s is actually the early 90s, and what you think of as the 70s is the early 80s, and so on, So this looks like, to me, I would first say this is the 70s, and then that makes me think it's probably 81 or 82. So anyway, Windermere Skinny Mini. I only really looked it up because it was in the box. And the box is a little rough, but it's not too bad. And some of these sealed in the box are selling for over $100. And this thing does not feel like it's worth $10, let alone $100. But ones that are not in the box are selling for like 50 to 75 to maybe even 80. So pretty good buy. I think it was $5. So I'll do the $5.50 again on this one. And we'll get this sold for $75, hopefully. Maybe we'll just do 70. I don't know. I don't want to be greedy. I want this to move quickly, but I might try to get the 75. There's not a lot of these listed. So that's it. Those are the three things really that I got from the Goodwill, plus the 3 toolkits. And like I said, tune in tomorrow. We'll find out about who's going to win these. I'll figure out a scheme to give those away. And now we're going to go in the kitchen and pack up today's orders. Okay, we're back here at the bench. I pulled the 4 orders that are going to go out tonight. So I think they're going to go pretty quick. Nothing here too complicated. And this thing is essentially packed already. So let's start with this and then get this done as quickly as we can. It's 8:14 right now, so I'll keep my eye on the clock. All right, this, I can't remember if I just listed this morning or if it went up last night, but it's a set of saddlebags. This is the company called Viking. It's a little tough. Like, they don't really do a good job of promoting. Like, they have model numbers on here. This is called VLX 500BR. The BR probably stands for brown. It's a brown leather. And then it's anybody's guess what VLX 500 stands for. And I'm on their website searching it. I'm just basically trying to find out what motorcycles will this fit. And I could not get the information. So I just decided the buyer is going to know more than I do. So I just listed it. Like I said, it was either early this morning or late last night, and it sold already for, I took an offer. I had it listed for $225. Somebody messaged me and said, I hope these will fit my bike. I can't be convinced. I can't be sure that they are, so I'm willing to only spend $200. Please consider my offer. And of course, I'm going to consider that offer. These I bought at a garage sale several months ago, really, or at least a month ago. Let's see. I've got my notes here in the SKU field on eBay. So I picked these up September 6th at a garage sale just around the corner, like one of my neighbors. This was a guy who kept just talking himself down. Like, I walked up and I saw these. I said, what do you want for those saddlebags? And he said, well, they're brand new. I just got them and I decided I didn't really like them. I didn't need them on my motorcycle. I could just wear a backpack. And so I got to have at least $100 for them, but I'd probably take 60. And would you give me 40? And I probably could have just kept my mouth shut and let him keep going like that. But I said, yeah, for sure, I'll give you 40. So I gave him $40 for these. Like I said, they're a little bit difficult to do research on. So I couldn't find anybody who has sold these exact bags. But there's a set listed right now, I think for $265. So I listed mine $225. They're brand new. Those other ones may or may not have been brand new. I'm not sure. But these are brand new and never been installed. Seems like they have all the hardware and everything. So, you know, the guy gave me $200 minus 40. We're at 160. After eBay fees, we'll probably make 120 on this maybe. And it makes me think, like, why did I let this sit for basically a month when I could have gotten that money a month ago? So I'm trying my best to buy stuff and get it listed immediately. There's just not always enough time. But I did make the time for these and a bunch of other listings yesterday. And let's see, of these four, 3 of these things were listed today or yesterday. So it makes me think I need to start doing more ending and relisting again. This already has a weight on it and a size, so I don't have to do any measuring of this. I figured that out when I bought it or when I packed it. And let's see, it's going to Canada. So this is going to EIS. I wonder what this guy paid to get this shipped to Canada. I'll try to do a little bit of sneaking around, looking in the behind the scenes of eBay and see if I can figure out what this cost. So it's going to a guy named AI. Maybe this isn't even a real guy. This could be a chat bot who wants to learn how to ride a motorcycle. So anyway, AI, it's going to EIS. I always like those eBay international shipping orders. So if there's any problem with this after I get it to the eBay shipping hub, which is just a few miles away from me, I won't have to consider it. It'll just be eBay's problem after that. So where am I going to put this? I just throw it on the floor. Okay, what should we do next? I'll do this. This is a cheap DVD set. It's 30-something, season 4, which was the final season. I think this came probably, it says the Goodwill. I was going to say Salvation Army. That's usually where I find, if I find any DVDs, it's at the Salvation Army, but I guess I got these at the Goodwill. I paid $4 for this set in July, the end of July, and I sold it for $28.30. So I don't know where that price came from. I don't have any sales running right now, but it is possible that, I don't really know what happens if somebody's looking at something that's on sale and they put it into their shopping cart or whatever, and then the sale ends. Can they still get it for that price? I don't know what eBay's rules are on that, but I'm not worried about it. $28.30. I say it's probably a sale item because I would not have something listed with a 30-cent ending on it. I'm usually doing either round zeros or 99 cents. Okay, this guy is going to, I'm covering up some barcodes and stuff here. 30-something. This, I don't know if you guys remember this series. I know it was on when I was younger and I hated it. I was always disappointed when that show came on. I don't remember what year it was. This is going to be, let's get this weight, 1 pound. 1 pound. This box is 9 by 8 by 3, and it's going to MS in Chicago. So right here. This is just going right down the street. I don't know where this address is, but it's going to Chicago, where I live. Okay, I listed these yesterday. 25 books in this series called Alice in Bible Land. So this little girl Alice, where is she? Up here. I guess it's probably the writer, written by Alice Joyce Davidson. In all these Bible stories, she appears in the background of all of these. If you see these, snatch them up. There's 28 books in the series. If you've got all 28, you could easily sell that for $250, maybe $280, maybe closer to $300 if you're trying hard enough, if yours are in good enough condition. I got 34 of them, but it turns out there was quite a number of duplicates and not enough. There was not one complete set. So this set is 25, and then the extra 9 I listed as a separate listing. So if this was a complete set, it would have been $250. But they are in a little bit rough condition. I would say a third to half of them have some kind of issue, like where a kid scribbled in the pages, or there's some water damage on some of them. So there's writing in some, and there's a little bit of moisture damage in some. So I listed this at $125, I think. And I've been getting a crazy amount, $125 plus shipping I listed this for. I've been getting a crazy amount lately, messages asking me questions about stuff that's already in the listing. So I listed this, and within 5 minutes, somebody said, in the description, it says that some of them have water damage and writing. Which ones have that? And then I just responded, I wrote a whole list of every title and condition. I didn't respond that. I just said, the answers to your question are in the description. Because I totally wrote, I spent 40 minutes writing down everything about these books, maybe 20 minutes. So I'm getting a little bit, I don't know what's going on, because I have heard people say they get a lot of those kind of questions, because the buyers don't read the description. And I haven't really had that too much. But this weekend, I probably had 5 people sending me a question that is answered in the title or in the description. I'm going to put this in another box, and it's not going to be, normally if I'm double boxing something, it's something that's very fragile and I want to have a lot of space around the inner box. In this case, these books aren't that fragile, but it was pretty expensive, and the buyer left a little note that said, please pack very carefully. So I don't like those kind of messages. Like, I'm a professional, I do the best job I can, and I have not had any issues whatsoever with people saying my packaging didn't arrive safely. So I'm a little bit, it's just like a little slight insult to see that. Like, look at my history and see that I'm a professional, and you don't have to send me a message that says make sure you pack it carefully. Honestly, you don't have to send that ever. If you're sending it to a person who doesn't know what they're doing, they're not going to be able to pack it carefully, even if you ask them to. So, but I am packing it carefully. I'm double boxing this and making sure that it's going to arrive safely. But they are, in the end, just books. They're not going to get too damaged. So I put a nice brand new box on the inside, and then this recycled Gordon food service box on the outside. I also hear these stories all the time about, somebody sending a box like this, and then the buyer saying, I didn't order anything from Gordon food service. Why are you sending this to me? But I haven't experienced that. I've heard about people sending stuff back because they were confused by somebody using a recycled box. So these are a little bit heavy, books, basically blocks of wood. I don't know how much that's gonna weigh. I'm covering up all of these labels on the side. This one says there was bacon in this box originally, so I definitely want to cover that. All right. It weighs almost 10 pounds, 9 pounds, 4 ounces. Books, this box is 11 by 10 by 8. And it's going to, please package carefully, thank you. It's going to VW Vroom Vroom in Aurora, Colorado. So get that out of the way. So good sale on the saddlebags, and then another good sale here. I got these at the same time as I got those books at the Salvation Army. These are 2 Staples brand ARC customizable notebook system desktop punch. So it's basically just a big hole punch, and then you can line it up with the binder rings of your notebooks. I had one of these I sold, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, and it's sold for $45. So I saw these at the Salvation Army. They were $12, $11.99 or $12.99 maybe, but they were half price. They had a green sticker, so that meant half price. So I snatched those up right away. It's like $6. I knew they were going to sell pretty quickly, but I didn't expect them to sell that quickly, and I didn't expect one buyer to buy both of them. But I'm glad they did. So I have a decent box here. Seems to be about the right size. And these are packed in a box already. They're not going to get too damaged, but I'm still going to protect them. I'm going to put them together like so. No, like so. And then stretch wrap them together just to make it a little bit easier for me to put them in this box and not have them be banging around against each other. I'm gonna save that paper and then use some of this scrap stuff over here. I do have these air bubbles I could use, but I have these scraps just hanging around, so I might as well get rid of it. So this is an old Amazon box, so hopefully this buyer won't be confused and think they're getting a package from Amazon and try to send it back or something. So these were $45 each after the combined. They were combined together, so $91.98. As long as I remember to do it, I always cover up this the paper tape that's on the Amazon boxes. This has already been through the mail once, so I don't want it to split open during shipping. I haven't been using that many recycled boxes lately, so I've not gotten into the habit of having to cover up these labels. Okay, I'm gonna buy the shipping labels for these 4 boxes, and then I'll come back and we'll just go over profits and see how well we did today. Okay, there's today's packages and yesterday's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here that are going to USPS. I'll just put these on the porch. I've already requested a pickup, and hopefully they'll go. My carrier, who does a really great job, she left me a note Thursday or Friday saying she was going to be on vacation or away anyway next week. So you never really know if you have some kind of a fill-in if they're actually going to take the packages or not. They're usually pretty good, but there have been times when I had to. I can see on my the security cameras on my house that the packages are still sitting there, and I have to rush home from work and get them delivered before the post office closes. So anyway, those will go out there. This big one will go to FedEx tomorrow. I'll drop this off on my way to work. Let me get it out of the way. Okay, let's go over profits. So today is the second day of November, and so far we're doing good. Yesterday we made $195.16 profit on the first day of the month, which is less than I need it to be. I'm shooting for an average now of $203 every day for the rest of the year in order to reach my goal, which is $50,000. That's the profit I'm trying to make this year. And with the amount of days we have left in the year and the amount of money I have to earn to reach that goal, I need $203. So at least. So yesterday was 195.16. So not quite there, but pretty close. I'm not too chuffed about that. I'm kind of happy with it. And then today, we just have these 4 orders, so let's go over them. The Staples binding system, the puncher thing, there were 2 of those, and I paid $12 for them. The sale price was $91.98. The shipping fee that I charged was $12.63. The actual shipping was $13.54. So eBay doesn't always do that great when you're combining 2 things to be shipped together. So it's a little bit off, about $1 off. This cough, I've got these cough drops. I'm gonna put one in my mouth right now. Hopefully it helps. They haven't been helping so far, but okay. Those 2 things, after the shipping cost and the eBay fees, earned $66.71. So a little less than I might have thought, but because it's a relatively high cost of goods, and that shipping fee was a little bit more than I charged for it, so it's fine. That's a pretty good profit for something I listed yesterday. Then 25 books, Alice in Bible Land. I paid $20 for those. That's the cost I gave them anyway. And then the sale price was $124.99. And after fees and shipping labels, we earned $85.19 on those books, so not too bad. The 30-something complete 4th season, that was the final season, $20.14. Pretty good. Earned $20 on an old DVD series. And then finally, the motorcycle saddlebags, the profit that came in on those was $136.57. So we add that all up, and right now the profits for today are $308.88. It's currently 8:42, that's the time, 8:42 p.m. So we have a lot of time for another sale or 2 to come in tonight, and maybe this number will jump up even more. But right now we're well over the number that I need it to be in order to feel like I'm gonna earn my goal for the year. So the more the better. The more it is, the better. Like if I can get another $100 today, that'd be great, because then I can afford to have a couple of days that are like $10 or $12 or $15 profit days. But right now, average profit per day for the month of November, we've got 2 days so far, and the average profit is $252.02. The average profit per individual sale is just over $50. So that's a good number. It is early in the month, anything could happen, but It's a good portent for things to come, I believe. So, all right, make sure to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to give those cardboard cutting tools away, and then we'll see what kind of sales we get then. Bye.